Now, the violent storm system that pummeled the central part of the United States is now heading east.
More than 20 tornadoes were reported in 5 states. At least 3 people were killed, 2 in Illinois and 1 in Missouri. Michelle Miller is in Naplate, Illinois, outside Ottawa, Illinois, which was one of the hardest hit areas. Michelle, we can see the extensive damage behind you. Paint a picture for us. What's it like?
Oh, it's just awful. I have to tell you that homes have been severely damaged. There are situations here that families are coming back to absolutely nothing. You have downed trees, as you can see before me. You have power lines that are down. You have whole power poles that have been taken, literally ripped out of the ground and are leaning over. It's awful to witness, especially awful when you see the looks and the horror on the faces of the individuals who live inside these homes, and they have nothing left. We met one family who came back. Everything inside their house was destroyed, and the only thing remaining was their pit bull dog, and they were happy that he was alive and well. They came back to assure that. Right next door to them was their landlord, and in fact, the daughter of the landlord, we're told, rode out the night here, and she fortunately was okay. But as you all know, at least one person in this nearby town of Ottawa was killed when a falling tree branch fell on top of him. Not here, but you can look at the size of the trunks of the trees here that have been broken off, and you can see where that would be quite possible, or someone could be killed by a falling tree branch. Yeah. Over here, this is the Pinkleton glass factory. In fact, that factory, the fire chief tells me, is where the name of this town comes from. It was once called the National Plate Glass Factory. It employs about 250 people or so. At one time, it employed thousands of people. And to give you a context of just how bad the damage is here, the fire chief told me there is no way they're getting back into this building. You can look at the roof and the siding completely blown off of the frame of this building. And so that is a major cleanup as well. And I have to tell you, the other thing about this is just how many people this one tornado affected. There are 500 families whose homes were impacted here. That's a quarter of the town of Naplate. So it is really hitting this place hard. The governor of Illinois stopped through here to reassure families that the state would be here for them. And in fact, last night he enacted the state's Emergency Response Operations Center so that they could hit the ground running this morning and ensure that they would be here to provide help and assistance to many of the families who are, quite frankly, going to be displaced.
And Michelle, in just a few last seconds we have with you, we were watching some of the footage of just the size and strength of that tornado. You're showing us people's lives have been literally turned upside down. How much of a warning did they have to make a plan of escape?
You know, the people that I spoke with said that the sirens went off at least 5 minutes before the tornado actually hit. So in terms of the first response, not the first response, but the first indicator that danger was on its way, they said they were forewarned, and it gave them enough time to warn their families and to tell them not to go to, or at least not to come to this area, that they stayed far away.
Yeah, I mean, at least they had 5 minutes, but imagine having just that amount of time to figure out how to completely get out of the way. Michelle Miller giving us some great insight there in Naplate, Illinois. Thanks, Michelle.